We're live on King Street as our city rolls out the red carpet for the Toronto International Film Festival.
Stars and movie fans converge for a milestone year, celebrating the best of cinema from at home and around the world. It's opening night of TIFF. Good evening and welcome to a special edition of CTV News at 6. We, of course, will bring you the news stories of the day, but we begin with marking the return of a premier event in our city.
And it is a very big year, the 50th season for the Toronto International Film Festival. Tonight, we are live in downtown Toronto, just steps away from all the excitement of this year's event. And for 50 years, some of the most memorable movies ever made got their start premiering at TIFF, the festival bringing the biggest actors and filmmakers from all around the world to our very city. And fans flock here to the entertainment district every year to take it all in. So that's where we begin our coverage tonight. CTV's Sean Leithong is live on King Street, which has been transformed into Festival Street for the first stretch of this festival. How is it, Sean?
Well, Festival Street is jam-packed, Michelle. You'd expect nothing less from King Street during the Toronto International Film Festival, let alone the 50th version. But the fans here, the cinephiles that we see going to these movies, they start this festival before anyone else. Take a look.
Before the bright lights even start, the city's cinephiles are lined up for the first screenings at the 50th Toronto International Film Festival.
I think people have a real knack for feeling like they're a part of something, and I think that in waiting in a line and interacting with people is a way to do that. But I don't know. I mean, there's just an energy to the city during the festival.
And that energy is spilling onto King Street, closed between University and Peter, something that came as a surprise to some visitors from the United States.
I think it's kind of amazing that it could close off the street just to recognize, movies.
Sometimes some stars, some celebrities also showing up here is quite a surprise.
TIFF 50 will feature 291 films from over 80 countries, and fans here don't just stay for one.
Last year I only saw 6, like I said, I was only here for a period of time. So this year, hopefully a few more.
Last year was my record year, I saw 22. This year I'm cutting back a bit, somewhere in the 10 to 15 range.
Sitting in a rush line for a film starring Charlie XTX breeds excitement.
I'm here since 10 in the morning, and the movie's at 3:45, and I'm so excited to go in right now.
But these fans say the line itself is a destination where a sense of community is built.
There's no one as crazy as me at school or the people that I know, my family. And here I meet my crazy.
I mean, I've had friends that I've met in the rush line. I live in Florida, so they've flown out to Florida before to visit me.
Michael Ashby attends festivals all over the world.
I went to Cannes earlier this year, and I'd honestly say Toronto's better than Cannes. The city's extremely beautiful there, and there's mountains, but I like Toronto City a lot more. The people here are a lot nicer.
And while the world is coming to Toronto for the 50th edition of TIFF, there's a focus on Canada.
We're really proud of what we've produced as a storytelling nation. Incredible filmmakers like Denis Villeneuve and Sarah Polley, Ryan Reynolds here this year producing our opening night film. So we want to celebrate that.
So as busy as the streets are right now, Michelle, it's actually only going to get busier because this is just night one of the festival and TIFF really hasn't even taken off. Reporting live, I'm Sean Leithong. Michelle, send it back to you.
It is just the beginning, Sean, and as TIFF celebrates its 50th anniversary, the cultural mega event is receiving its own special honor, celebrating the impact the festival has had on Canada's cultural heritage.
3, 2, 1. Woo!
How about that? TIFF CEO Cameron Bailey and Mayor Olivia Chow were on hand for the reveal of the festival's new star on Canada's Walk of Fame. Walk of Fame CEO Jeffrey Latimer said TIFF isn't just a film festival, but an institution that has transformed the way the world sees Canada. So it was a soggy start to the festival this morning. I think that's an understatement, but oh, thank heavens the rain has stopped for people taking in TIFF this evening. CTV's Lindsay Morrison has spent the day on Festival Street, and she joins us now live. Hallelujah, Lindsay.
Woohoo, Michelle. You know what? I think people would have been out here celebrating rain or shine, but we're so happy to share that the weather has improved. I've moved off King Street. I'm on John Street now, where lots of activities are happening as well. Hey, this is Maurice the Moose from National Canadian Film Day. That happens on April 15th. We've got the Toronto Film School here, all kinds of food, activities, and of course, the iconic TIFF sign. Check that out. So many things you can do coming on down here and enjoying. And yes, the weather is cooperating. Let's take a look at your current satellite and radar. What an improvement. All of that rain has moved well off to the east. I am so happy to share. And we've got a mix of sun and cloud. Winds are gusty. They're coming out of the west, but they are going to be stronger tomorrow. Our current temperature, a nice rebound from earlier today when we were in the low teens a good portion of the morning. Now nice and comfortable. Your red carpet forecast looks like this. A great looking evening and overnight tonight. And then here's a quick look at these special weather statements and wind warnings that are in place for tomorrow. It is going to be a windy day. We will have more live from Festival Street here downtown Toronto as we kick off TIFF. From Maurice and I'm Michelle. I'll send it back inside to you.
Thank you, Lindsay. Talk soon. Well, the opening night film of TIFF always sets the stage, and this year, a truly Canadian contribution will make its world debut. CTV's Andrea Case is just a stone's throw from where we are. We are on the balcony of the Bisha Hotel. You're live on the red carpet at Roy Thompson Hall. How's it going?
Hey, Michelle. Yes, actually, I'm just a few steps away from the red carpet because it doesn't officially open for another 7 minutes. The film is called John Candy, I Like Me. That is a phrase that he actually said once, so that's where they got the title of the film from. It is the opening night gala here for the 50th Toronto International Film Festival. And earlier today, we met up with the director of the film, Colin Hanks, the producer, Ryan Reynolds, and the two of John Candy's children. And this is what they had to say about the film.
Gus Walensky, Polka King of the Midwest. Del Griffith, Director of Sales, Shower Curtain Ring Division.
John Candy died in 1994 of a heart attack, and now the definitive film about his life, not his death, John Candy, I Like Me, will kick off the 2025 Toronto International Film Festival.
Well, the movie was made with love. Nobody makes a documentary thinking, oh, this is going to open to $600 billion at the box office.
Produced by Ryan Reynolds and directed by his friend Colin Hanks, they turned to Candy's children, Jennifer and Chris, to help tell the story.
My mom and I were looking at Christmas footage, '89, and when you see like a young version of yourself come on screen, and your dad is alive again, and your mom is younger, and your sister's there with you, it transports you in a way, and I just broke down into tears.
This is no meager life we reflect on today.
The film is filled with interviews of the Newmarket, Ontario natives' famous friends and co-stars who fondly remember the Second City, SCTV, and movie veteran. Hanks first met Candy as a child visiting his dad, Tom Hanks, on the set of the 1984 movie Splash. Candy was a co-star.
If you were a young kid, he made you feel important. He made you feel special.
Candy, the front-facing funny man, had many issues behind the scenes, and the film does not shy away from them or his mental health issues.
I think our dad later in life was just understanding himself and knowing that it was okay to ask for help.
This is a subject that has at times haunted me, and he's a person and a persona. I find the thing most fascinating with him is that division between who he was as a person and the persona that protected him.
The team is hoping those who knew Candy will remember the proud Canadian, and for others, an opportunity to get to know this comedic icon, father, and husband. Okay, so congratulations to TIFF. It is its 50th anniversary. You have to remember, this is a film festival that people who make films love because this is a festival where they actually sit with a real audience. We have 10 days to go. I'm already running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Michelle, I'm sure you look fantastic. Lindsay, the same. Sean Leithong, also part of our team. That's it for now. Tonight, 11:30, we'll have all the wrap of the opening red carpet. I'm Andrea Case. I'll send it back to you, Michelle.
Andrea, you're shining bright like a diamond. I love it. And during the festival, restaurants and hotels, they get in the TIFF spirit with specials and TIFF-inspired treats, while Toronto's most iconic landmark, which happens to be just over my shoulder here, the CN Tower, is marking this occasion, there we go, in a very special way. For the entire duration of the festival, it will be lit in gold at the top of every hour, honoring the glitz and the glamour as Hollywood comes north. And Nathan, we have both covered TIFF for many years now, and you just know the city comes alive. The star power is always impressive. And Nathan, you really never know who you're going to run into.
It's so much fun. Cannot wait to touch base with you a little bit later on.
We'll see you then.
All right, take care. Well, also tonight, we have more live TIFF coverage later in the show with all the major movies, big name stars to watch, and memorable moments from the last 50 years. Well, to other news tonight, a dramatic scene at a Mississauga hospital parking garage. A vehicle hanging precariously over the edge of the 4th floor. CTV's Allison Hurst has more on how it got there and the effort to remove it safely.
I spoke with one of the owners of the 3 vehicles trapped under that concrete wall. She was on the phone with her insurance company at the time, but says fortunately, when that wall fell, she was at work. An SUV hangs from a parkade outside Credit Valley Hospital in Mississauga. 4 levels above the ground, front wheels over the edge, and the bumper dangling.
I'm scared to see this picture.
Below it, 3 cars have been flattened by a concrete wall. Fortunately, no one was inside them.
We were parking on the same level, just down from there, and it appeared it just happened when we parked. So when we got out of the car, we saw the elderly couple sitting there.
Gary Bedford says the couple looked a little rattled.
Must have hit the gas pedal by mistake instead of the brake and ran. And the only thing that stopped him was that cell tower. Otherwise, if he had hit the wall, he would have been come directly right out into the parking lot.
Peel police say a vehicle collided with a barrier. It broke free and landed on the parked vehicles beneath.
One of the technicians had said that a wall had fallen, like a barrier wall, a cement barrier wall had fallen and crushed cars. And our mouths just sort of dropped open.
Peel paramedics say 2 people suffered very minor injuries and were transported across the street. It happened shortly after 11 this morning. Crews first worked to stabilize the SUV before getting it secured to tow. Then they carefully maneuvered it through the parkade, rounding the curves, and ultimately pulled it out into a parking lot.
I never see nothing like this. I've been driving tow truck for a while now, and this is crazy, crazy, crazy.
Stephen Smith arrived hoping he would get to tow one of the cars crushed under the wall.
They said a team is coming out and they're gonna break the wall, break it apart, and then they would probably get the cars out sometime later tomorrow, but it's definitely going to take a long time.
A spokesperson for Trillium Health says there's no concern regarding the structural integrity of the parking garage and that only the area of the incident is under review and remains protected. Both the hospital and rest of the parkade are open. Those vehicles trapped under that concrete barrier remain there at this time. Crews have added fencing and barriers blocking both it on the ground as well as the hole on that 4th level. Allison Hurst, CTV News.
And back in the city, a motorcyclist has been rushed to hospital with serious injuries after a crash involving a transport truck on the 401 this afternoon. Paramedics tell us the victim suffered serious life-altering injuries. The eastbound express lanes remain closed this hour between Kennedy and Brimley. It's not clear when the stretch of highway will reopen to traffic. In Richmond Hill, a second person has died after a suspected arson early Monday morning. Emergency crews responded to a home on fire near Skywood Drive and Rolling Hill Road. They transported 5 people to hospital in critical condition. Investigators say 24-year-old Hala Bahari Kashani died of her injuries yesterday. They'd previously confirmed the death of an 11-year-old girl. Police are appealing to anyone with information to come forward. A Vaughan father killed during a home invasion was laid to rest today. He died while trying to protect his 4 children during the violent attack over the weekend. CTV's John Woodward has more on the tributes and the calls for justice.
Mourners at Nashville Cemetery in Kleinburg took turns shoveling earth onto the casket containing the body of Abdul Aleem Faruqi.
He would not hurt a fly. Anytime anyone needs help in the community, he'd be the first one to be there.
The huge crowd here, full of friends and family, many who also attended the funeral service at the Beitul Mosque on Wednesday night.
Extremely emotional, yeah.
It's been a very emotional few days.
He died in the way of God. He died protecting his family.
Protecting his family during a violent home invasion on August 31st at 1 a.m. The father and small businessman was shot and killed inside his Kleinburg home with his 4 children present. The suspect still at large. Police taking pains to stress they believe this was a robbery. Faruqi targeted only for money. A robbery that shattered a family.
Turn yourselves in. You're cowards. And turn yourselves in. Justice will be served.
It wasn't the only home invasion that night. Officers releasing this footage of one that happened 90 minutes later, less than a kilometer away.
The officers are working diligently to bring those to justice.
This is the 3rd day of mourning, which is in line with the Ahmadiyya Muslim tradition. After this, friends and family will gather at the Faruqi family home. A GoFundMe started by Faruqi's family to raise money for his teenage son and 3 young daughters, now at some $25,000. His children at the cemetery, one talking with York Regional Police Chief Jim McSween, who also spoke with family members.
This shouldn't happen in Canada. We live in Canada. This is family of 4. This wasn't targeted. This was a great guy. This was random. It could have been any of us. And unfortunately, it happened to the best of the best.
And even as Faruqi is laid to rest, his loved ones say their fight for justice will continue. John Woodward, CTV News.
Toronto police are investigating after a Jewish community hub was vandalized overnight, and it was captured on camera.
Jewish.
The Yorkville Jewish Center posted a video of a man throwing eggs at their building and shouting threatening messages at around 12:20 a.m. Monday. The center said it wouldn't be intimidated. The Jewish community has consistently ranked as the most targeted group in hate crimes reported to Toronto police. Now to an update on that string of incidents that saw a Toronto speed camera cut down, replaced, and cut down again. The device on Parkside Drive was last reinstalled August 10th and has been monitored by a police camera since July. CTV News spoke with a resident who set up his own camera and captured this footage of an incident in May. It appears to show a person driving up and using a tool to cut the camera down. Police say this is still an active investigation. In Manitoba, 2 people have died and several others injured after a mass stabbing on a First Nation. An 18-year-old girl was stabbed and then killed. The suspect died when his stolen vehicle was hit by an RCMP cruiser. Now, the officer suffered critical injuries but is expected to recover. 6 people were taken to hospital following the attack on the Hollow Water First Nation. It's about 200 kilometers northeast of Winnipeg. Global Affairs says 2 Canadian citizens are missing following a streetcar crash in Lisbon. 16 people died in yesterday's crash. 21 others were injured. The carriage derailed while traveling on a steep hillside. An investigation has begun into the cause of the tragedy. Local authorities told reporters 1 person from Canada was injured. This was a national day of mourning in Portugal. The federal cabinet sat down for a second day of meetings in Toronto, focusing on what the Liberals call tough budget choices. CTV's Judy Trin has the details.
C'est un budget d'austérité et d'investissement.
Delivering the Prime Minister's vision of a budget with both austerity and investment measures falls on Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne. He was asked if spending restraints would result in job losses in the public sector.
There'll be adjustment in different places, but at the same time, we're going to be empathic to make sure that we're always there for Canadians.
Cabinet ministers met behind closed doors to find money for major projects and defense, and to present what savings they found. The Carney government is aiming to cut day-to-day spending of up to 15% over the next 3 years. Federal unions call the move reckless.
I think that public service cuts can do a real harm to Canadians because the public service is there every day to serve Canadians and to protect them and to keep them safe.
The number of federal public servants has grown by more than 100,000 workers in a decade. The data shows that as of June, there were more than 357,000 public servants.
We're certainly looking to see what the government proposes to do around addressing workforce, whether that's a direct cut or more of a careful attrition and reprioritization.
He's doing neither investment nor austerity. What he's doing is even more
bureaucracy and spending.
Complicating matters, the government will take in billions less in revenue this year. After Donald Trump complained, the Prime Minister dropped the digital services tax and the retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. Judy Trin, CTV News, Toronto.
We are live downtown in the middle of the action as TIFF 2025 lifts the curtain on the 50th year of the festival tonight. The brightest stars are within reach. So who's coming to town? Which films are getting big buzz? We've got it covered this hour.
Thanks, Michelle. I'm Pat Foran. Coming up on Consumer Alert. Now that TIFF is underway, many people are still hoping for a chance to buy tickets to see popular films, but many shows are sold out. And if you're buying on the secondary market, be careful you don't get scammed. I'll have that story. That's just it.
We are outside the TIFF light box. We've got stars on the ground. We are keeping our eyes peeled for stars walking around our city. There could be a few of them, not just today, but through the weekend. Here's a look at your forecast for the next 3 days at TIFF, whether you are a longtime movie lover or perhaps someone looking to experience TIFF for the first time. The weather is going to cooperate for the most part. We're going to get a bump in temperature tomorrow, but it is also going to be very windy. A full look at your weather forecast is coming up here on CTV News. Stay with us.
There are more than 290 films to see at this year's TIFF, but tickets for the most popular movie premieres are already sold out. So if you're still hoping to buy tickets, be careful you don't get scammed. Here's Pat Foran and Consumer Alert. Pat.
Well, thanks, Nathan. Some of the most popular movies are sold out because TIFF members got early access to them. Now, many tickets are only available on the secondary market. They're pricey but guaranteed. Purchasing through social media can be risky. Tickets to TIFF will be in demand in Toronto for the next 11 days, and many movie lovers say they're still hoping they can find seats to see the latest cinema has to offer.
I'm really excited. I want to rush a bunch of movies because I know that many of them are already sold out.
Online is you have to really check right now because there's a lot of scams going on.
For TIFF's 50th anniversary, there are some major premieres. The festival has partnered with Ticketmaster, and tickets for many popular films are already sold out. You can find tickets on the resale market. For the most sought-after films, there are only a few left, often selling for hundreds of dollars a seat.
So if you want to get access to a ticket, you might have to go through resale platforms like Ticketmaster or StubHub, or turn to social media in order to find them.
Go Confirm is an anti-scam app that allows people to buy and sell tickets on social media safely. With buzz around TIFF building and more interest in trying to secure tickets, scams are already underway.
It's a massive festival, and anytime you have really in-demand tickets where things have sold out, scammers proliferate.
Ticket scams usually happen through social media websites. Often it's scammers who reach out to film fans who post they're looking to buy tickets.
So they might be posting in a subreddit or Facebook saying, hey, I desperately want to go see Frankenstein, or I want to go see Good Fortune. Does anyone have a ticket? And then scammers will reach out to them directly.
Reseller sites that offer ticket guarantees will cost you more for tickets and added charges. Purchasing through social media sites may be cheaper, but come with added risks. Protect yourself with apps like Go Confirm or other tools to prevent yourself from being scammed. And you'll have better luck searching for tickets for smaller, lesser-known films. You can also try rush lines before some screenings, as more tickets may become available if there are no shows or empty seats. On your side, I'm Pat Foran.
If you have a consumer story idea, email us at alert@ctv.ca.
All right, time to talk about the forecast. Here's a shot over King Street downtown, which has been converted to TIFF Festival Street. We did have rain earlier today, but it's cleared up. Conditions are comfortable, so if you're making your way downtown to check things out, a jacket is a good idea as the sun is going to set in about an hour. Let's touch base with Lindsay Morrison on Festival Street, I think. Hey, Lindsay.
Yeah, Nathan, I'm here on Festival Street, standing right in the middle of King Street, which we don't always get to say. Of course, this is a very busy route in the city of Toronto, but it's so nice to have it closed to pedestrians for all of these activities celebrating TIFF. A reminder that the road is closed, King Street, between Peter and University for the next 4 days. It's busy here. People are coming down to maybe scope out a few red carpets. There's the rush line. Pat was just talking about that in his story a moment ago. People hoping to maybe get a glimpse of their favorite film. And Nathan, even though conditions have dried up significantly out here, there are still a few signs that we had some very heavy rain this morning. We're doing a little bit of puddle jumping here on King Street as well. But again, it's great. Come on down and enjoy. Your forecast looks not bad. Let's get to it. And we're going to begin with another look at the satellite and radar. That heavy rain that gave so many of us a soaking early this morning has moved well off to the east. So that is great news. We are, however, still dealing with a pretty impressive low pressure system, and as that circulates, we're going to see the chance of showers returning, but perhaps more notably, we're going to experience some very strong winds into the day tomorrow. So let me try and set our forecast radar in motion here to give you a snapshot of your Friday. Mix of sun and clouds, slight chance of a shower, but very windy. And then heading into the day on Saturday, mostly dry, chance of spotty showers, mainly north of Toronto, but the possibility is certainly there. We are going to be a little bit cooler behind those gusty winds tomorrow after we get a little bump in temperature for Friday. Now, if I can, I will show you the special weather statement that is in place, widespread across southern Ontario, and also a wind warning around the shorelines of Georgian Bay and Lake Huron. Wind gusts could exceed 90 kilometers per hour into the day tomorrow. Those types of winds can be potentially damaging, or at the very least can toss some loose objects around on your property. So now's the time to maybe make sure everything is secure. Current temperatures across Ontario, it is cold in the north. There have been a few snowflakes in northwestern Ontario today. We had a nice rebound here in the south, temperatures in the upper teens in most cases. Overnight tonight, we are looking at a forecast low of 11 degrees. That's just a little bit cooler than normal. Here's tomorrow at a glance. If you're heading down to enjoy TIFF, soak up the film festival, maybe line a red carpet, you can expect a daytime high of 25 degrees, feeling more like 28. So a little bit of humidity back in, but really just for one day. The 7-day forecast looks decidedly cooler as we head into the weekend and certainly into next week. Chance of showers on Sunday, dry conditions for the start of next week, but teen temperatures once again, signs of early fall once again presenting themselves. Just before I throw it back to you, Nathan, I can't go without acknowledging this mic flash here. This was made by one of our producers, Farah, and she bedazzled this to just for tonight, the opening night of TIFF. I'm very happy to be using this microphone tonight. I'll send it back to you.
It's so fitting, so sparkly. Thanks, Lindsay. And as TIFF marks its 50th edition, there's so much success to celebrate. But as CTV's John Vanavali Rao reports, it took some time for the event to claim its spot on the cultural calendar.
Welcome to TIFF.
I can feel the excitement in the house.
While nowadays TIFF is a magnet for megastars, it wasn't always that way. A festival that in 1976 had a rather humble start. It was a big year for Toronto. The CN Tower opened, the Blue Jays got their name, and a movie fest debuted called the Festival of Festivals.
It was small, a little disorganized, but it was amazing.
Initially ignored by Hollywood, early on, among the few American celebrities to show up was Henry Winkler, a.k.a. the Fonz. Then in 1983, a turning point when The Big Chill had its world premiere in Toronto.
That was a big moment because the cast all came up, and the cast was full of actors who went on to become huge superstars.
Actor Warren Beatty turned up the following year, and there was plenty of Canadian star power too. A festival of festivals that, a decade later, got a name change, something Piers Handling brought about when he took over.
It didn't have film in the title, it didn't have Toronto in the title, it didn't have international in the title.
The newly named TIFF drew even more stars, more world premieres. Movies like American Beauty,
I'll go for D,
and Slumdog Millionaire, which in part because of TIFF was released in theaters. Among TIFF's memorable moments was Sacha Baron Cohen arriving at a red carpet as Borat in a cart pulled by women dressed as peasants. And Sean Penn famously lit a cigarette during an indoor press conference for all the King's men, violating Ontario's new indoor smoking ban. In 2020, amid the COVID pandemic, screenings were held at drive-ins. And in 2023, because of strikes by both Hollywood writers and actors, many celebrities stayed away. But the festival went on, and now celebrating its 50th edition.
One other bit of trivia, at that first festival, an admission ticket to a movie cost just $2. John Benavalli-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Also tonight, on-hands training to better understand the challenges of family health care. We examine the TMU Medical School's partnership with William Osler's Hospital in Brampton. And our coverage of the Toronto International Film Festival continues. The films to watch and the celebrities coming to our city coming up. Welcome back to a special edition of CTV News at 6 for the return of the Toronto International Film Festival.
It is opening night, and Hollywood North is shining for the 50th year of TIFF. And I'm joining you live just steps away from all the excitement of this year's event. And without fail, one of the big questions during TIFF every year is who's coming. The list is long, but here's a little snapshot. It's TIFF time, the 50th anniversary edition. 10 days of serious star power as a feast of films lures A-listers to town. First up, Ryan Reynolds is here, the beloved Canadian actor, one of the producers of the documentary John Candy, I Like Me. TIFF's opening night selection featuring fellow Canadians like Catherine O'Hara, who is at the festival too, as is director Colin Hanks.
Hey, Colin.
Angelina Jolie returns with the world premiere of her movie Couture, the Oscar winner never failing to draw swarms of adoring fans. While fellow leading lady Sydney Sweeney, who's here for the premiere of the biopic Christie, will no doubt cause a stir. Other heavy-hitting attendees include none other than Idris Elba, who's being honored at the TIFF Tribute Awards. Oscar-winning actor Brendan Fraser serving as this year's honorary chair. Actors Channing Tatum, Jodie Foster, and director Guillermo del Toro are also among the award winners this year, so you could very well catch a glimpse of them. Oh, and how about Dwayne Johnson? The Rock himself channels his years in the ring and on screen into the film The Smashing Machine, which has been generating Oscar buzz. He's taking part in TIFF's In Conversation series. His co-star Emily Blunt due at the festival too. Hollywood powerhouse women are showcasing their versatility in spades. Scarlett Johansson due to grace the red carpet with Eleanor the Great, her directorial debut. Natalie Portman scheduled to attend for the film Arco, which she produced. Keanu Reeves here with Aziz Ansari for the film Good Fortune, making its world premiere. Just to name a few, TIFF's official list of all the expected talent in town has more than 700 names on it. Chances of spotting a celeb out and about are about to skyrocket. Now, while movie lovers and fans are going to be swarming the streets here in the downtown core, film critics will be working overtime, dashing from screening to screening. And we are so fortunate, one of the most recognizable ones in this country, Richard Krause, is paying us a visit. Richard, you've been dashing from screening to screening. How many so far today?
I've seen 3 movies today, and I've got 1 more to go.
Oh, my goodness. And how many in total do you think?
I'm not sure. By the time the festival ends, we'll be up and around in the 50 to 60 range somewhere.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so at this stage, what are the ones to watch right now?
Well, tonight I'm off to the John Candy documentary, and that's the opening night film, and I just think it's so brilliant to take a beloved character like John Candy, have him open the festival, but it's a film about films. And it's opening a film festival. It's perfect. I just think it'll be really an emotional night. His kids will be there. Some of his colleagues from SCTV will be there. So that's exciting for me. So I'm off to that shortly after we finish up here. Frankenstein is my other big pick here. Guillermo del Toro has been wanting to make this movie since he was literally a little boy and first read the book, and he's been close a few times. The money's fallen away, whatever, the movie didn't get made. Now it's done. It's 3 hours, almost 3 hours long, but apparently it is unmistakably Frankenstein, unmistakably Guillermo del Toro. You put those two together for me, and that's the most exciting film of the festival.
Is that one filmed partly in Toronto?
That one was filmed here and in Scotland. Guillermo del Toro started making movies here 20 years ago and fell in love with it. And so he makes part of all his movies here.
All right, give us one more.
Eleanor the Great is one that I'm really interested in, and for a couple of different reasons. I love the star, June Squibb. A couple of years ago, she made a movie called Thelma, where she played literally a 92-year-old action star, and it was fantastic. I loved that movie, and I fell in love with her then. And now Scarlett Johansson has stepped into the directorial ring. She's making her directorial debut with Eleanor the Great, starring June Squibb. It promises to be funny, heartfelt, and I really am interested to see how Scarlett Johansson does as a director. I'm sure it's going to be great.
Before we let you go, this is the 50th anniversary of this film festival. At this stage in the game, what do you think the impact is in the world of cinema?
I think all eyes are on the films that we will be screening this week or for the next 10 days at TIFF, looking for a variety of things. Movies that you'll never see anywhere else. That's one of the joys about coming to a festival like this, is you get to see films that you'll never see anywhere else. Then, if you're an Oscar hound like I am, you'll get to see the movies that are going to populate the Best Picture list, and that's pretty cool. And we are a public festival. TIFF is one of the only major, huge film festivals in the world where the general public can, for the price of a ticket, come sit and watch the movies. All other big festivals are industry or only for film critics and writers and that kind of thing. This one is for the people, and I love it.
Oh, and we love having you here. I know you have to get to Roy Thompson Hall to get to the red carpet right now, so we'll let you go. Film critic Richard Krause, thank you so much. Happy TIFF.
Happy TIFF to you. Thanks.
And as TIFF puts Toronto and Canada in the global cinema spotlight, there's also a major local connection to one of the summer's biggest movies. You might have heard of it, K-pop Demon Hunters.
The world will know you as pop stars. But you will be much more than that.
The animated musical movie began streaming on Netflix in June and has since become the most viewed film on the platform. It tells the story of a girl group who makes hit songs by day while fighting demons by night. Co-director Maggie Kang grew up in Toronto. She studied animation at Sheridan, and she joined us on CTV News at noon, and we asked her about the enthusiastic global response.
It's been an incredible ride the last few months, seeing the whole world just really accept this film and love it. I think, we have a lot of universal themes in the movie. The characters are very relatable, and I think it's also really refreshing to see female characters be silly, but also, really, really cool and kick butt at the same time.
Kang said she couldn't confirm anything official amid reports a sequel could be in the works, but she said the team is very excited to dive into that world again. And she is in town to celebrate and enjoy TIFF. Nathan, so much business and networking gets done here. Deals get made with distributors, international buyers, and of course, Nathan, millions are injected into Toronto's local economy.
Yeah, a lot happens behind the scenes, and of course, it's great for the city of Toronto, as always. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks.
Well, in health news tonight, Toronto Metropolitan University medical students began classes this week. And as CTV's Pauline Chan reports, some of the young doctors are working at William Osler Health, preparing to specialize in family practice.
My stethoscope should not be over my...
Dr. Christopher Haddad does CPR while Dr. Humaira Mehboob administers epinephrine during a code blue in the simulation lab at Brampton Civic Hospital.
Thank you so much. Epi administered at what time is it, Humaira?
You get everything from minor injuries to code blues to, spills and accidents and mass casualty incidents. So it's really important to optimize certain protocols in order to make these incidents more efficient for the doctors to do their job and also allow for proper patient care. What's your name?
Training for these doctors, who already have their medical degree and are going on to specialize in family medicine, includes time in the emergency department.
We have such a huge crisis. We're needing more family physicians in the community that we're actually going to see
49 residents get out into the community.
That's out of a total of 105 TMU residents. The TMU MD program is only a post-grad program.
Just on.
Oh yeah, good call.
Right there, yeah.
And Dr. Jobin Varghese, himself a family physician, says the TMU program was designed with the challenges faced by current family doctors in mind.
One of the big things we've done is increase the amount of exposure they have to interprofessional care. And this rehab unit's a great unit for that.
So relying on the network of physiotherapists, social workers, and more to support patient care. Dr. Mehboob says she decided to become a doctor after seeing numerous family members' experiences with the healthcare system.
Seeing how everyone was relieved after meeting a doctor, and that kind of inspired me to go into medicine.
Is she fazed by the burden of paperwork often cited by family doctors?
No, on the contrary, it's more of a challenge for me. I do have a plan. I do plan to use technology, AI, help with the burden of paperwork.
Dr. Haddad says the prospect of following a patient's health through the years attracted him.
I already see the lifelong relationships that I'll be creating over the next 2 years at the same family practice.
Christopher and Humera will be part of TMU's first graduating class in family medicine. That's the class of 2027. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
After the break, his name is synonymous with fashion, luxury, and prestige. We look back on the life and legacy of Italian designer Giorgio Armani.
I mean, there's just an energy to the city during the festival.
Last year was my record year. I saw 22. This year I'm cutting back a bit, somewhere in the 10 to 15 range.
Updating our top stories, tonight's the night. The 50th edition of the Toronto International Film Festival has officially kicked off, with 291 films from over 80 countries set to screen through September 14th. First up was opening night film John Candy, I Like Me, debuting right now at Roy Thompson Hall.
I never see nothing like this. I've been driving tow truck for a while now, and this is crazy.
Some scary moments at Credit Valley Hospital in Mississauga after an SUV slammed into a concrete barrier. This happened on the 4th floor of a parking garage and sent the barrier falling to the ground. It crushed several vehicles, but nobody was inside them at the time. 2 people in the SUV suffered minor injuries. The cause of the crash is under investigation.
I was just random. It could have been any of us, and unfortunately, it happened to the best of the best.
And mourners gathered at a cemetery in Vaughan to bury a father of 4 killed during a home invasion early Sunday morning. Police say 46-year-old Abdul Alim Faruqi was fatally shot after at least 3 suspects entered his home in Kleinburg. Investigators believe the incident started as a robbery. So far, there are no suspects in custody. Remember to keep up to date day and night at ctvnewstoronto.ca and by downloading the CTV News app. And if you have a news tip, photos, or video of breaking news, let us know. On the markets, the Canadian dollar is down to 72.33. Western Canadian Select is down as well to 52.10. And the TSX hit another record close, gaining 164 points above 28,900.
The Business Report is brought to you by Canadian Western Bank, the bank built for business.
Some sad news from the fashion world tonight. Italian designer Giorgio Armani has died. The fashion house issuing a statement saying, with infinite sorrow, the Armani Group announces the passing of its creator, founder, and tireless driving force, Giorgio Armani. Armani became synonymous with modern Italian style. He'd been unwell and had to miss Milan Fashion Week back in June for the first time. Giorgio Armani was 91. To sports, the Toronto Blue Jays are off tonight as they prepare for a big series in the Big Apple.
And now Guerrero lines one deep left field, and it is gone.
Toronto's win in Cincinnati yesterday put the Jays 3.5 games up on the Yankees and the Red Sox for first place in the American League East. They begin a 3-game set in the Bronx tomorrow night.
For the second time, the Vince Lombardi Trophy is headed to Philadelphia.
The NFL season begins tonight with the Super Bowl champs hosting the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles will unveil their championship banner before the game. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22 in last February's Super Bowl.
TIFF 2025 is underway, and we are live in the middle of it all. Just ahead, we'll take you to the opening night red carpet at Roy Thompson Hall, where our Andrea Case is standing by, waiting for the celebrity arrivals.
Welcome back. This year's Toronto International Film Festival is well underway.
We've been broadcasting live all hour from here in the Entertainment District. It is opening night, TIFF celebrating its 50th year, and this is day 1 of 10, and it is a whirlwind experience for fans, the stars, and those who cover it all. I'm talking, of course, about our very own Andrea Case. Andrea, lights, camera, action.
You said it, Michelle. I'm here with Mayor Olivia Chow, and we're just looking at our wonderful mic flash, which our producer Farah put together, so thank you, Farah. Mayor Chow, once again, the film festival's here. Why are you excited? Because these are not necessarily happy times.
Yeah, well, what the stars do, like today, we just unveiled the Walk of Fame, the star for TIFF, 50 years, 5 decades of connecting stars, movies, and movie lovers. It's glitz, glamour, but also when times are a bit dark, stars can light things up, give us hope. And this even, sing about glitz. Yeah, wow, even CTV is glitzing it up.
Well, you look fantastic tonight, Ms. Chow. We'll let you get going. I'm going to just say goodnight to the folks at home. Tonight, John Candy, I Like Me, the opening night film. We'll have more from the red carpet. Ms. Chow, have a good time, and we will see the viewers at 11:30. I'm Andrea Case on the red carpet. We'll see you at 11:30. Back to you.
Thank you, Andrea. We'll be watching, and let's head over, kind of steps from where you are, to Festival Street and our Lindsay Morrison. The weather is just really nice at this hour.
Oh, I'm loving it, Michelle. It's so great to be out here. It's dry, it's comfortable, and it is busy out here. We've got some live spray paint art happening, music, food, and it's going to be going for the next many hours and really for the next couple of days. Let's take one more look at your forecast. Overnight at a glance tonight, clear skies and a low of about 11 degrees. And as we take a look at your star sighting forecast, as we head into the evening tomorrow, lots of red carpets happening. And if you're thinking of heading down and checking it out, there's a look at what you can expect. One more glance at the 7-day forecast. It's been a lot of fun broadcasting live from Festival Street. For now, Michelle, I'll send it back over to you. Happy TIFF.
Happy TIFF to you. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you to our whole team of stars here at CTV News. That's it for our special coverage of the opening night of TIFF. Be sure to join Omar Sachedina tonight at 11 for CTV National News, followed by Zoraida Alman with our next local newscast at 11:30.
Meantime, our coverage continues anytime on CP24 and at ctvnewstoronto.ca.
For Lindsay Morrison and the whole team here at CTV News, thanks for watching and have a fabulous night.